everybody. I have a devotional thought for you today. We're going to continue with our story of Joshua. We're going to go on here to Joshua chapter 4. And basically what happens at the end of chapter 3 and beginning of chapter 4 is the Israelites cross over the Jordan. God holds the waters back of the mighty Jordan River. It dries up so that all the Israelites can pass over into the promised land. This is the big step they've been waiting on taking, and they take it. God uses that same imagery of stopping the waters of the Jordan the same way he did for their ancestors back in Egypt when he dried up the Red Sea. Not quite as dramatic, but still the same imagery, the same idea. Pick up today with verse 19. We'll read through the end of the chapter. The people came up out of the Jordan on the 10th day, and on the first month, and they camped in Gilgal. That's right, Gilgal, on the east border of Jericho. Those 12 stones which they had taken out of the Jordan, Joshua set up in Gilgal, saying to the Israelites, when your children ask their parents in times to come, what do these stones mean? Then you shall let your children know. Israel crossed over the Jordan here on dry ground, for the Lord your God dried up the waters of the Jordan for you until you crossed over, as the Lord your God did to the Red Sea, which he dried up for us until we crossed over, so that all the peoples of the earth may know that the hand of the Lord is mighty, and so that you may fear the Lord your God forever. This is an important thing that Joshua does here. He instructs the 12 tribes of Israel to each get a rock out of the bottom of the Jordan while it's still dry and bring it up, and they arrange these in a big circle in this place where they're camping, Gilgal. I know it sounds like giggle. I have always called it giggle, but it's Gilgal. He sets these stones up for everyone to have and to look at and to remember. And he even tells them your ancestors later are going to come to this place. They're going to see this, and they're going to want to know what this is about. Remember what happened here. Tell the story of what happened here. This is important for us. We don't always look at the Old Testament, all these old stories of God's great might, and even the New Testament with the stories of Jesus. We tell all these stories, we learn all these stories. We don't do it so that we can live in the past. We do it to remember how great and mighty God has been for us in the past and how he could be again. It's not about looking backward. It's about recognizing what God has done for us, what God has led us through. So when you go through tough times, when you go through points where things start to finally get better, it's important to take note, to look back and say, God helped me through this period. I will remember this time because this time is important to who I am today. Now, I hope we never have to go through that again. I hope as Christians we never have to march as a people group across the Jordan River. But God's done it for us before, and he would again. So take time this week as you go through your trials, through your tribulations. Remember the times that God has helped you in the past. And when you get through these tough times, remember after this to make special note that God helped me through this time. And remember, because that's what God's really looking for through most of us. Thank you all for watching. Continue to share the videos. We will see you next week sometime.